The holographic display flickered in the dim observation deck as Bella studied the star charts before her. Beyond the reinforced viewport, a dozen human colony ships drifted in formation, their hulls gleaming with the distinctive blue-white shimmer of newly developed phase shields. Technology the Galactic Council had explicitly forbidden humanity from possessing. "They're hailing us again," Kanat said from the communication station, his fingers dancing across the haptic interface. "Fifth time this cycle. The Council is getting desperate." Bella allowed herself a thin smile. "Let them wait. Our ancestors begged for a seat at their table for 3 centuries. They can afford to wait 3 hours for our response." It had been 17 years since the Council's rejection. 17 years since humanity learned that despite achieving faster-than-light travel, despite discovering the galactic community, despite every achievement that should have earned them recognition, they would never be welcomed. The official reason cited aggressive tendencies and unpredictable nature. The real reason, Bella knew, was fear. Fear of what humanity might become. Kanat rose from his station and approached the viewport, his reflection ghosting across the starfield. "Do you remember the old records? When we first made contact, we thought it would be like the ancient stories, unity, cooperation, exploration together." "I remember," Bella replied quietly. "I was 12 when the Council broadcast their verdict across every human world. Humanity poses a threat to galactic stability and is hereby denied membership and access to Council space." The memory still stung. Entire generations had grown up believing humanity would join something greater. Instead, they'd been cast out, forbidden from trading with Council species, barred from over 60% of charted space, cut off from technologies that might have saved billions. But humanity had done what humanity did best. They adapted. "The Korvax delegation is requesting immediate audience," Kanat reported, checking his tablet. "Apparently 3 of their mining colonies have experienced what they're calling catastrophic equipment failures." Bella's smile widened. The Korvax, one of the Council's most vocal supporters of humanity's ban, had been among the first to suffer the consequences of their decision. Their mining equipment, purchased from human manufacturers before the ban, had suddenly become incompatible with Council-approved repair systems. A coincidence, naturally. "Tell them we'll consider their request," Bella said, "after we've addressed the 17,000 other requests in our queue." The observation deck doors hissed open, and Commander Chen entered, her military uniform crisp despite the late hour. "Ma'am, the final tally is in. 237 Council species have formally requested trade agreements with the Dominion. That's up from 43 last quarter." "And their governments?" Bella asked. "Still maintaining the official ban," Chen replied with a knowing look. "But their corporations and independent colonies are another matter. They're hemorrhaging resources trying to replicate our technology." It had started small. After the ban, humanity had retreated to their corner of space, a region the Council considered worthless, too far from the galactic core, too resource-poor to bother with. They'd been wrong on both counts. Human ingenuity, driven by necessity and spite in equal measure, had transformed those worthless systems into something the galaxy had never seen. Kanat pulled up a secondary display. "The latest reports from the outer territories. The agricultural worlds are producing 3 times Council efficiency. Our medical technology is 50 years ahead of their standard. And the new quantum drives—" He paused, his expression almost apologetic. "We just made the Council's fastest ships obsolete, because they thought in terms of refinement," Bella said. "They spent 10,000 years perfecting existing technology. We spent 17 years rebuilding everything from the ground up. The truth was more complex, of course. Humanity hadn't just innovated, they'd collaborated in ways the Council never had. Species banned alongside humanity, minor civilizations rejected for arbitrary reasons, refugees from Council injustice, all had found sanctuary in the human dominion. The Zither brought their biological expertise. The Mech Collective contributed computational power that made human AI look primitive. The Velk shared secrets of materials science. Together they built something that terrified the Council, an alternative. "Incoming priority transmission," Kanat announced. "It's from Council Prime directly. They're threatening sanctions if we don't cease destabilizing activities." Bella laughed, a sharp, bitter sound. "Destabilizing? We're simply existing, trading with those who wish to trade. Defending ourselves, exploring unclaimed space, she turned to face Kenneth fully. Prepare a response. Official channels, full diplomatic protocol. As Kenneth worked, Bella gazed out at the fleet. Each ship represented a world that had chosen the Dominion over the Council. Each hull plating contained alloys the Council couldn't replicate. Each reactor hummed with power outputs that shouldn't be possible according to Council science. Message ready, Kenneth said. Send this, Bella dictated. The human Dominion acknowledges the Council's concerns. We have no desire for conflict. However, we will not apologize for our success, our alliances, or our refusal to submit to unjust authority. The Council had their chance to guide humanity. They chose rejection. We chose growth. The galaxy is large enough for both our philosophies. Whether it's large enough for both our civilizations depends entirely on the Council's next decision. Kenneth's fingers froze over the interface. That's direct. They wanted to isolate us, Bella said softly. Instead, they isolated themselves. Every species watching sees the same thing. The Council stagnating while the Dominion thrives. Fear kept them together for millennia. We're giving the galaxy something stronger. Hope. The message transmitted. Beyond the viewport, the colony ships began their synchronized jump. Phase drives bending space in ways Council scientists insisted was impossible. They vanished in cascades of light, heading toward humanity's ever-expanding frontier. Bella remained at the viewport long after, watching the empty space where the fleet had been. The Council had tried to end humanity's story. Instead, they'd given it the perfect beginning.